All right, what's up guys? VV back with another video. And in today's video, guys, we've got some cards to go over from EB04. That's right. Bandai has officially released a bunch of the, if not all, of the new EB04 cards on the main site for the green, blue, and purple cards from EB04. Now, let me explain real quick for any of the new listeners out there, for people who are not aware with the release schedule coming up for us over here in the West. Bandai is starting to catch us up with the East. We are one set behind the East right now, all of us players in the West, but Bandai is trying to get us caught up by, I think, probably halfway through next year, probably sometime between April and July. Somewhere in that time frame, I think they want to have us fully caught up with the East, okay? Now, in order to do that, what they're going to be doing with EB04 for us specifically in the West, they're releasing OP14 in January, okay? With OP14, we are going to be getting half of the EB04 cards. Now, that's confusing because we don't have EB03 yet at all in the West. That's coming out in February, okay, a month after the OP14 and EB04 release. Now, like I was saying, we're only going to be getting half of the EB04 cards at first in OP14, and then I believe we're going to be getting the rest in OP15. So, today's video, we're going to be doing part 1 of the EB04 set review, the green, blue, and purple cards. Okay, so let's do this, guys. Let's get right into it. Excuse me, my apologies if that was a very confusing intro there. If you guys have any further questions, by all means, ask away in the comment section below. I will do my best to answer them down there. But let's do this, guys. Let's get into today's video. I will have everything time-stamped in the general description, and I'll have all relevant links and stuff like that in the comment section below. If you guys have any comments, questions, or suggestions, please do not hesitate to put those down in the comment section below, or hop on the VV Theory Discord. Link will be in the channel description. This video is brought to you by Nin Garden. For the holiday season, they are running a special where you can grab any 2 playmats for just $60. And on top of that, you can still use my code, the VV Theory, at the checkout for an additional 10% off. All right, guys, let's go ahead and hop straight into this. We're going to be starting off with the green cards. So first up is Scaled Neptunian. We have a 7-cost, 8,000 power green character, Neptunian type, with a 1k counter. The effect is Rush Character. So this is a new keyword they've added to the game. We have had Rush in the game for some time now, right, since the game came out. But now they've added a new subtype of that, I guess you could call it, where now we have Rush Character, and that means that this card can attack characters on the turn in which it is played, not leaders. So it's basically a slightly weaker version of Rush, and yeah, it is what it is, right? So we have a 7-cost 8k with a 1k counter with Rush Character, and on play, draw a card for each of your Neptunian type characters, then trash the same number of cards from your hand. So the on-play effect is very interesting here because we have an on-play, we're going to be able to draw a bunch of cards depending on how many Neptunian-type characters we have. But then we're going to trash the same number of cards from our hand, right? So let's just say we have 2 or 3 let's say we have 2 Neptunians and we play out this card right here. So, okay, on play, draw a card for each of our Neptunian-type characters. So in this case, it was 3. And then we're going to trash the same number of cards from our hand. So it ends up being a nice way to cycle out your hand. It's too bad that there's no, actual card advantage built into it. That doesn't mean it's a bad card, but it's too bad that it doesn't at least like break you even with your hand. It's like, nope, you're going to play this card out and then you're just going to draw a certain amount of cards and discard the same amount or trash the same amount. So you're not going to go card positive in hand or card neutral. You're going to go -1, but you're playing out a 7-cost, 8,000 power character here. And this card has a 1k counter and it can attack characters on the turn it is played. So this is actually a very solid, very strong card. One thing I need to mention right up front here, guys, in the beginning of this video, is the entire idea behind the EB sets, at least to my understanding. Someone help me out in the comment section below if I'm off on this. But the EB sets, that stands for Extra Booster, and the EB sets are actually in the game to help support older leaders. Okay, leaders that might need a little bit of extra support if they're not doing so well. And this card seems to be specifically geared towards green-yellow Shirahoshi. And really powerful card in there, of course. I mean, just being a 7-cost 8K with a 1K counter and the ability to attack into characters right away, that already makes the card worth considering, if not worth running by itself. But then we also have the on-play built in to be able to cycle through our hand and fix our hand up a little bit, maybe get rid of some of the bricks. Yeah, this is a really, really solid card here. Okay, all right, let's move on to the next one. Next up, we have Kikinojo. Now, some of these cards we have already gone over on the channel, but we're just going to go straight through this, guys. So, we got 7 cost, 8,000 power, Kikinojo. This is a Land of Wano and Akazaya 9 character. It does not have a counter, but in Red Green Odin, it pretty much does, right? And we have Activate Main once per turn. If this character was played on this turn, set your Land of Wano type leader as active. So, really cool stuff here. It's going to allow you to get very aggressive. It almost works as if this character has Rush, but not quite, right? Because you're not attacking with this character, but you're getting to have an additional attack on the turn in which you play out this character. Of course, if you're, if your leader is Land of Wano. Now, other than Land of Wano, I don't know why you'd run this card. Who knows? Maybe there's some kind of combo someone can figure out. But this is obviously meant for a Land of Wano type leader, because it says if this character was played on this turn, set your Land of Wano type leader as active. So very good stuff here. Really cool looking artwork. This, I'm pretty sure this is mainly meant for Red Green Odin and maybe Green Odin. Not exactly sure about that. Guys, could it work in like maybe in Kinemon? I'm not sure. You guys tell me down in the comment section below what you think. But I do think this card will be excellent in Red Green Odin. And if I'm not mistaken, being able to attack twice with that leader, I would have to read the leader. I have not read the leader in a while. And someone help me out in the comment section below on this if I'm off. But I think that that is not a once per turn effect where you attack with your leader. So there might be some potential in that deck to attack twice with this effect here to buff your leader twice. And that could be very powerful. But again, if I'm off on that, if it is just like a once per turn effect, someone help me out in the comment section below. Okay, really good stuff here. Let's keep going. Okay, next up we have the alt art. That looks incredible. I really like this alt art right here. This is really cool. It's too bad I don't play much green. For anyone who's new to the channel, green is one of my least played colors. Not because there's anything wrong with it, not because it's weak or anything like that. In fact, it's very strong right now. But I do prefer black, yellow, and blue as the colors that I play personally. Those are the ones I like the most. Okay, next up we have Carrot. Check this out, guys. This art is awesome. Just awesome art on this one here. So this is Carrot, 8 cost, 9,000 power, Minx type. On play, if your leader has the Minx type, set up to 2 of your Minx type characters and your leader as active. So this is just one of those cards that's going to put a lot of pressure on your opponent. And get this, guys, think about one thing you have to always consider when you're building a deck, or even when you're just considering a character to run in the deck. You have to really think about the bigger characters. Think of it like this. How good is this character for me if I need to chain it into, you know, one after another? Well, this card in particular is incredible for that, right? This is an 8 cost, 9,000 power character that's going to allow you to attack up to 3 additional times per turn, right? So on play, if your leader has the Minx type, set up to 2 of your Minx type characters and your leader is active. So this is clearly meant for Carrot, the leader Carrot. So think of it like this, though. If you play this first one out and you get to attack a bunch more times with your characters and leader, and then on the next turn, you attack with this card and play out another one of these cards, and now you're attacking again. You see where this goes, guys. The pressure starts becoming very, very strong. It becomes very hard to deal with. Awesome, awesome card here. Let's keep going. Okay, next up. Okay, this is the alt art. This is the alt art for the Carrot. Looks very good. Very solid. Okay, now we have Kazuki Sukiyaki. Hopefully I said that properly. So this is a 3 cost, 0 power, green Land of Wano Kazuki clan character. No power and no counter. So this effect hopefully is going to be pretty solid, right? So we have blocker, and then activate main once per turn. Give up to 1 rested Dawn card to your Land of Wano type leader. Okay, give up to 1 rested Dawn card to your Land of Wano type leader. So, of course, by the way, if I didn't already mention this, guys, the last card we looked at, Carrot, this is clearly intended for the green Carrot leader. I want to try to always mention what I think each one of these cards are meant for, guys. And this card right here, I think this is meant for red-green Odin. Again, I guess it could work in green Odin or maybe green Kinemon. Maybe even green-yellow Yamato. I didn't even think about that, guys. Maybe green-yellow Yamato can use some of these cards. But I think for red-green Odin, this is pretty nice. Because remember, in that deck, it's like this card still has a counter built into it, which is really nice. Because otherwise, a 3-cost blocker that does not have a counter built in, that's a little steep. Even though it gives give up to 1 Rested Dawn card to your land and Wano type leader, it can't give it to a character, it can only give it to a leader. So I think because of that, I feel like this card is meant way more for red-green Odin, so that way it could be a counter later in the game. But who knows? You guys tell me what y'all think in the comment section below. Other than that, a pretty solid card, but also kind of boring. It's just, you know, the card's just fine. Okay, let's keep going. Alright, we got Jinbei here, guys. 7 cost, 8,000 power character. This is a Fishman Island, and Sun Pirates type character. No counter, but Jinbei does have blocker, and on KO, you may rest one of your cards. If your leader has the Fishman or Merfolk type, play up to 1 green character card with a cost of 6 or less from your hand. Wow, okay, so maybe this is meant for Shirahoshi or Jinbei. Maybe this is going to be good in multiple different leaders. Not exactly sure. I don't play a ton of green, but I will tell you this right now. A 7 cost 8k with blocker and an on KO. Really, really good stuff here. That's something that I'm noticing more and more that Bandai's been doing, or maybe I think I've been noticing. I feel like they've been printing a lot more on KO effects. Well, when you print on KO effects on characters that have blocker built in, well, now you're basically guaranteed to get that extra value if you choose to, you know, cash in on your block. So really good stuff here, cheating out a character. So you're basically ignoring the block. Excuse me. You're ignoring their attack for the turn by blocking. Yes, you're giving up a character. However, you're playing up to 1 green character card with a cost of 6 or less from your hand from the on KO effect. And you only have to rest one of your cards in order to do that on KO effect. Could be a Dawn, could be a leader, could be a stage, could be another character. So, you know, very strong, solid overall effect here, or all-around effect. And one thing I do want to mention is, you know, your leader does have to be Fishman or Merfolk type, but notice it says play up to 1 green character card with a cost of 6 or less from your hand. So technically, yes, your leader has to be something like Jinbei or Shirahoshi or whatever Fishman or Merfolk you want. But you can play up to 1 green character of any type from your hand, as long as it costs 6 or less. So really good stuff here. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, next up we have Bird Neptunian. This is a 5-cost, 7,000 power character, no counter, with the effect, and this is a Neptunian type character, with the effect activate main, set up to 1 of your Dawn cards as active. Then you cannot set Dawn cards as active using character effect during this turn. And then when attacking, if you have 3 or more Neptunian type characters, rest up to 1 of your opponent's characters with a cost of 8 or less. Wow. Okay. So, I mean, that's going to be nice for getting board control. Now, you do have to have 3 or more Neptunian type characters on the board. But one thing I've noticed with the Neptunian stuff is, you know, you're just completely flooding the board with them, especially in a deck like Shirahoshi, because you're cheating these cards out. And they're pretty large characters, so they're kind of hard to deal with. So as long as you can build up to 3 of them and start attacking with this character, well, guess what? You're going to start getting a lot of, you're probably going to start getting a lot of advantage. You're going to start generating a ton of advantage by attacking with this character. So pretty good stuff here. Resting down an 8 or less too, so that means they're not blocking with anything except maybe the 10-cost Edward Newgate. So this card's also going to help you get around little chump blockers to swing for lethal when you have to. So really good stuff here. Now, green doesn't typically struggle with that, to be honest. Green does have the ability to rest things down and just get around them anyway. But at the same time, you know, this is 1 less card you'll have to add in your deck to do that. Or you'll have, if you include this card, you know, you won't have to include as many ways to rest down your opponent's, you know, characters, because you could just do it with this effect. But yeah, 5 cost 7k. Really, really strong character here. You do get an extra Dawn every turn with this effect. But this goes back to a question we were something I was mentioning earlier, where it's like, okay, how good are certain characters to chain together? This one's not great. It's not bad, because that when attacking effect, you can just keep, you know, every single attack you do, as long as you have 3 or more Neptunians, you're going to be able to rest down that many characters and maybe battle for the board like that. But the activate main effect is not great, right? Because that is, I mean, it's very good, but it's not good to chain together because you can only use one per turn. It says set up to one of your Dawn cards as active. Then you cannot set Dawn cards as active using character effects during this turn. So it's kind of like the 5-cost 7K SR Smoker from OP10, I believe it is. Yeah, where you get to get a Dawn out of this, but that's it. You can't just like, you can't play out 4 of these, you know, and then start getting all of the extra Dawn per turn, which, hey, that's built into the game for balance purposes, obviously, but still, you know, it's a solid effect, but it's not a great effect to chain together with multiples. Okay, let's keep going. Next up, we have Mistums. This is a 6-cost, 5,000 power, 1K counter, Minx Big Mom Pirates type character with the effect, your turn, if you have 3 or more Minx type characters, give all of your opponent's characters -1 cost. Okay, and then we have on play, if your leader has the Minx type, play up to 1 Minx type character card with a cost of 5 or less from your hand. Okay, so I would imagine this is built for Carrot. We have some more Minx support here. And this is a very small character, a 6-cost 5K. It's pretty understated. It does have a 1K counter, which is nice. And the your turn effect is really strong. If you have 3 or more Minx type characters, give all of your opponent's characters -1 cost. Well, that's going to allow you to hit bigger targets with stuff like your 5-cost Carrot, right? That can usually keep a 7-cost rested. Okay, well, if you have a few of these down, then you might be able to hit an 8 or a 9-cost character, whatever. You know, it could be really strong in that way. And then the on-play effect, if your leader has the Minx type, play up to 1 Minx type character card with the cost of 5 less from your hand. So you're going to be cheating that out, right? You're going to be able to play this down on curve. Imagine going second and you have a 5-cost Carrot in your hand and this card. Well, if you were going first, you could have just played out the 5-cost Carrot. But if you're going second, well, now here's where things get really nice. You get to play out this card plus the 5-cost Carrot. Okay, so that could be really, really powerful, and now you're dropping the cost across the board. So now the only thing getting out of your, you know, out of the range of your 5-cost Carrot is the something like a 9 or 10 cost or whatever. So really good stuff here. I think this is just a solid card. Anytime you're able to flood the board, then you're probably doing something right, at least as far as the one-piece TCG goes. Okay, let's keep going. All right, next up we have Megalo. This is a 4-cost, 4,000 power, 2K counter, okay, Animal Fishman Island type character with the effect, on play, you may rest this character, KO up to one of your opponent's rested characters with 8,000 power or less. So guys, this is just a generically good card. I mean, the only green leader you probably wouldn't want to run this in is what, maybe green-purple Limb, because it's going to rest the card for you. Okay, you know, because you do have to rest this character as part of the additional activation cost of the on play. Notice it's in bold. Notice right here, guys, it's bold text and it's before the colon. So that's going to be an additional activation cost there for the on play effect. So here's the thing. Other than in maybe green-purple Limb, this is probably going to be a 2K counter staple for every green deck moving forward. It's now it's not exactly super searchable or anything like that. It's Animal and Fishman Island type, and it's not a slash type character, which is relevant, you know, for any deck running green for like Perona searchers and whatnot. But here's the thing: it's still a 2K counter, and it has an on. You're basically paying to KO a rested 8,000 power character or less. And that alone makes it worth running. And then sure, do they want to attack into this card? Because they probably need to. This is a 4-cost 4K. If they leave this card on the board, even if I don't have any way to pull it back to my hand, which we'll talk about in a minute, there's plenty of ways to do that, right? Even if they can't pull it back to their hand, you should still attack into this card because it's a 4,000 power character, right? They just have to attach 1 Dawn and start attacking in, or start pulling it back to their hand with bounce effects. So this card needs to be dealt with immediately. And when they attack into it, well, now it's working as the counter it was intended to be, and it already cashed in on its value. Now, let's talk about ways to bounce this back to hand. 6-cost Trafalgar Law. Has about green-blue Zoro and Sanji. Has about green-yellow Law. Yeah, there are quite a few ways to get extra value from this card. And I think that this card in general is a insanely powerful utility 2K counter, and I think it will, like I said, I think this will be a staple in pretty much every single green deck moving forward, with very, very few exceptions. Okay, let's keep going. Oh man, check out that alt art, guys. This is so cool. Okay, it looks like we got Shirahoshi inside Megalo, like inside the shark here. They're in the mouth of the shark here. And it looks like we have Luffy on top. This is so cool. Very, very awesome alt art. Okay, let's keep going. All right, next up we have Elliclaw, okay? This is a one-cost green Minx event. With main, you may rest one of your cards, so that will be 2 Dawn altogether, 1 for the activation, 1 for the additional activation cost. And then if your leader has the Minx type, give up to one of your opponent's characters -3 cost during this turn. Okay, so for those who are not aware, there's a 5-cost, 6,000 power, 1k counter Minx Carrot card, a green Minx Carrot character in the game. And that card has on play and when attacking, it can target a 7-cost or lower character, and it will not become active on the opponent's next refresh phase. Well, with a card like Elliclaw, now you're hitting basically anything in the game outside of cards that go past 10 costs, like something like a Jack, 7-cost Jack that can become an 11-cost character. So other than something like that, you're basically hitting anything in the game with this card here, and it is also a 1-cost 3k counter. Up to one of your Minx type leader or character cards gains plus 3,000 power during this battle. That's actually very relevant because most of the utility 1-cost 3k counters we see that have the extra ability built in, they usually can only defend a leader. This one can defend a character or a leader. If, hang on, up to one of your Minx type leader or character cards. So I think it does have to be a Minx type leader or character card, but still being able to have that extra utility built in, the extra defense, really awesome stuff here. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, next up we have Shark Brick Fist. This is a 1-cost green event, Fishman Island, Sun Pirates type event, with the effect counter up to one of your Fishman type leader or character cards gains plus 3,000 power during this battle. Then set up to one of your Fishman type characters as active, and then we have trigger, rest up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 4 or less. I haven't seen that trigger in a while in green. That used to be all over the place, resting down to 4 or less. That's a very solid, green trigger, a very standard solid green trigger. Now, as far as the counter goes, this must be for, I would imagine, Jinbei, maybe? I think probably Jinbei or something. I'm not exactly sure, guys. Tell me down in the comment section below. But I guess, yeah, it's a 1-cost 3k that lets you set up to one of your Fishman-type characters as active. Not a huge fan of this one. I don't think it's a bad card. It just doesn't really jump out at me. It doesn't really seem all that great. Because one thing I have to say right now, there are some incredible 1-cost 3k counter events in the game right now, and I would not consider this one of the better ones. So, for example, for 1 cost, one thing you could potentially run would be Dead Man's Game. Sometimes it's just abbreviated DMG because it has a really, really big name. But it's a 1-cost 3k. Now, it can only hit a leader, but it also has the ability to rest 3 additional Dawn, so 4 Dawn altogether, and it can rest down a character... it can rest down 2 characters or Dawn. So, like a character and a Dawn, or 2 characters, or 2 Dawn, whichever way you need to do it. And I would consider that just a strictly better card overall, like just generically speaking. I think it's just better than this card, but who knows? Maybe this is something that like Jinbei might have needed to help it out directly, so it could be searchable. Who knows what. Either way, again, not in love with this card, but I don't think it's a bad card either. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, now we're over to the blue cards, guys. We have Igaram. This is a 3-cost, 4,000 power, 1k counter, Alabasta type character with the effect on play. If your leader is Nefeltari Vivi, okay, so we know what this card's meant for. We know that, we know where this support's going. If your leader is Nefeltari Vivi, draw 2 cards and trash 1 card from your hand. Okay, 3-cost, 4k, draw 2, trash 1, 1k counter in hand. That's fine. Activate main once per turn. You may trash 1 card from your hand and give up to 1 rested Dawn card to your leader or one of your characters. Okay, that's interesting. So I guess the idea here is, okay, the activate main is nice, but you do have to trash a card from your hand to rest, to give a rested Dawn card to your leader or character. But I think the idea here is this is just a nice early play, just a nice 3 Dawn, going first, turn 2 play, slam this down for 3, fix your hand a little bit, and now you have a threat on the board for later if you need it, right? Not a bad card, not terrible by any means, but it's also not great, right? Yes, 3 costs for a 4K with a 1K counter. The stat line's fine on it to be able to draw 2, trash 1, but then that's kind of all it does. So it's really meant to, more or less, I think this is really meant to just fix your hand, and then it has some potential upside later in the game. And hey, it is a character, so you can attack into like little, you know, searchers that might go sideways. It does have extra utility. Okay, good stuff. Let's keep going. All right, next up we have Isho. Very cool looking art here. We have a 5 cost, 7,000 power, blue, Dressrosa, Navy type character with the effect on play. You may trash 2 cards from your hand. Okay, let's really consider blue Kuzan. Okay, blue Kuzan, the leader, the Navy leader. On play, you may trash 2 cards from your hand. If your opponent has 6 or more cards in their hand, your opponent places 2 cards from their hand at the bottom of their deck in any order. Okay, well guys, in Kuzan, this is a trash 2, draw 2, and if your opponent has 6 or more cards in their hand, they trash 2. Well, I guess, excuse me, they don't trash 2, they put 2 cards from their hand on the bottom of their deck. So it's still obliterating their hand, and you're establishing a 5 cost 7K, and you just fixed 2 cards in your hand. This is a really nice card, and we haven't even made it to the second part, the second effect yet. Okay, Dawn ×1, when attacking, you may trash 1 card from your hand, and then give up to one of your opponent's characters minus 2,000 power during this turn. Wow, so that is nice, and it's a really nice cost. This is a 5 cost 7K, and Blue Kuzan didn't really have the best 5 cost options available. So I think this will be perfect. I think this is probably something Blue Kuzan players probably really wanted to see. You guys tell me in the comment section below. But one more thing I do want to mention about this card real quick. This is just simply a good card, right? I don't even think this is necessarily locked. I mean, it's not locked, but I'm saying I think you can actually use this card outside of Kuzan. Now, yeah, 5 cost 7K, trashing 2 cards from your hand, that is rough. But remember, it's not happening for no reason. You're trashing 2 cards from your hand, and now your opponent has to trash 2 cards from their hand. Now, we get to actually literally trash the cards. They have to put the 2 cards on the bottom of their deck. Okay, so they don't even get to recycle them later if they have any kind of trash, you know, graveyard or trash recursion. And then, at all times, we have this Dawn ×1 effect to be able to attack in, trash a card, and minus 2,000 power to a character for the turn. I just think this is a good card. I'm not saying it's going to show up in a bunch of decks that are not Blue Kuzan, but I think it at least has that potential. And with it being a 5 cost 7K body, guys, there's like almost no downside to this card. Really, really good stuff here. Okay, but in Kuzan, it's outrageously good. Like really, really solid. Okay, next up we got, okay, this is the alt art. So this is the card we just saw. This is the alt art for it. This looks really good. Okay, now we have Chaka and Pell. So this is an 8 cost, 9,000 power Alabasta character, no counter, with the effect double attack, and on play, you may give your active leader minus 5,000 power during this turn and draw 2 cards. So I have to say this right now, I think this is just a really good card. I mean, even if you're not running this, I mean, this is clearly meant for Nefeltari VV because you're giving your active leader minus 5,000, so you can't attack in first and then give the minus 5,000. No. You have to not attack with your leader. You have to keep them as active and then minus 5,000 power and draw 2 cards. And then we have double attack built into it. I think this is a great card. 8 costs, 9,000 power and double attack. The draw 2 right away. And remember how Nefeltari VV works. You're going to be able to give this card Rush afterwards. So now, you know, you're playing this card out. You're drawing 2 cards. You're giving this character Rush and, you know, giving a power reduction to one of your opponent's characters. And now you're just blasting in for 9K with double attack. Yeah, this is awesome. This card's really, really solid. And the art looks really cool, too. I like that art quite a bit. Okay, next up we have Terracotta. 2 costs, 0 power, 2K counter, Alabasta character. With Activate main, you may rest this character and trash 1 card from your hand. Okay, so rest this character, trash a card from your hand. Up to one of your Alabasta-type characters gains unblockable during this turn. Okay, this is another keyword they've added into the game very recently. Unblockable, okay? So that is a brand new keyword. I think the first time I saw it was in some type of ST29 spoilers for the new yellow Egghead Luffy leader, the new starter deck coming out. But yeah, this is a new keyword in the game now, guys. It's called unblockable, which means this card cannot be blocked, right? Very, very straightforward. But yeah, this is nice. This is a nice little 2K counter. You have to rest this character and trash a card from your hand. So they do need to attack. I mean, assuming your opponent lives from whatever the attack is you'd be using this on, if they live somehow and they can't go for lethal on you next turn, they need to get rid of this card, because you're just resting this card and trashing a card to do the effect to become unblockable. So again, if they somehow survive and you're not going to lose on the crackback, they have to deal with this card. It has to go immediately. But yeah, this is pretty solid. You're basically paying 2, and now one of your characters is going to be unblockable. You know, pay 2 and trash a card from your hand, and your character, you know, your Alabasta type character will be unblockable. Really good stuff here. And again, this is a great utility 2K counter. Let me say it like that. This is the kind of utility 2K counter you want to see, where it's like, okay, cool. Hey, I can always just counter out with it when I need to. But hey, if I need some type of answer to try to win this game, in this case, get around a bunch of blockers, perfect. Pay 2, trash a card, I'm going through. So really, really good stuff here. Okay, next up we have Nefeltari Vivi. This is a 7 cost, 4,000 power, 1K counter, Alabasta type character with the effect on play up to 1 Alabasta type character card with a cost of 8 or less other than Nefeltari Vivi from your hand. Then your opponent places 1 card from their hand at the bottom of their deck. Wow. Okay, very solid. So guys, this card here, really, remember, we just saw excuse me, we just saw an 8 cost Alabasta character we can play out that has double attack built into it and draw 2. So imagine on a 7 Dawn turn, you go, okay, play out this Nefeltari Vivi, and then we play out the 8 cost Chaka and Pell, and then, hang on, let me see something, with a cost of 8 or less other than Nefeltari Vivi from your hand. Then your opponent places 1 card from their hand at the bottom of their deck, okay? So we played out a 7 cost 4K, we cheated out the 8 cost 9K with double attack. They have to put a card from their hand at the bottom of their deck now, and now you draw 2 cards. Now we go to the Chaka and Pell's effect, you draw 2 cards, and then you rest your leader, give them rush, and you're smashing in. So, I mean, that's just... yeah, pure value. This is a really, really solid card for Nefeltari Vivi. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, this is the alt art for the card we just saw. Let's keep going. All right, next up we have Bluegrass. This is a 4 cost, 6,000 power, Egghead Navy type character. Check out that art. This guy looks really cool. Okay, and this is, so again, this is an Egghead Navy type character with on play, place up to 1 of your opponent's characters with a cost of 1 or less at the bottom of the owner's deck. Okay, place up to 1 of your opponent's characters with a cost of 1 or less at the bottom of the owner's deck. And then we have, when attacking, draw 1 card and trash 1 card from your hand. So when attacking, draw 1, trash 1 is just outstanding. There's no downside to that. And this is a 4 cost 6K. There's no counter built in. And this on-play effect, the on-play effect actually makes me think of Blue-Black Sakazuki. If I had to guess what leader this card was built for in particular, I would imagine it was probably for Blue-Black Sakazuki. And the when attacking is basically the leader effect, draw 1, trash 1. Same idea at least, right? So really good stuff overall. But nothing too fancy. Nothing too fancy. I don't know. Am I missing something? Guys, tell me in the comment section below, what leader is this meant for? Maybe I'm overlooking some other leader in my mind. I just can't think of who it might be for. But I think there's only 2 Navy leaders in the game right now that would want to run this. Potentially Blue Kuzan, maybe for dealing with the 1 cost searchers, or Blue-Black Sakazuki. That's going to very easily be able to, pump up the value of this card by reducing the cost of characters. I don't know. You guys tell me down in the comment section below. I think the when attacking effect is just excellent. So it's very much like Cavendish, where it's a 4 cost 6K, but instead of being a draw 2 trash 1, this is just a draw 1 trash 1. So it's almost like, I think I would almost rather just run Cavendish over this card. For those who don't know what the card I'm talking about, it's a 4 cost 6K with a when attacking, draw 2 trash 1. That's all it is. It's a 4 cost 6K. I think it's Dressrosa and like Beautiful Pirates or something like that. But this is an Egghead Navy card, so it'd be searchable for the Navy stuff. And this card has an on play where it can place up to 1 of your opponent's characters with a cost of 1 or less at the bottom of the owner's deck. So again, I think this is probably meant for Sakazuki, and who knows, maybe 1 or 2 will fit into Blue Kuzan. You guys tell me what y'all think in the comment section below. All right, next up we have Boa. This is a 5 cost, 7,000 power, 7 Warlords of the Sea, Kuja Pirates type character, no counter. And effect, on play, draw 2, trash 1. Okay, 5 cost 7K, draw 2, trash 1, seems good. And then we also have a trigger built in. Play up to 1 character card with 5,000 power or less and a trigger from your hand. Yeah, this is solid, guys. This is probably meant for blue-yellow boa from OP14, if I had to guess. I guess you could also run this in, something like the mono blue boa Hancock leader. Maybe if you're running the 3-cost trigger boa in that deck. I'm not sure. I'm not sure, to be honest, guys, because otherwise, what else could you cheat out with the trigger effect there? Because it has, notice the trigger, guys. It has to be a character with 5,000 power or less and a trigger from, that's all you can play from your hand. So blue doesn't have a lot of options there, but yellow does. So I would imagine this is probably meant for blue-yellow Boa Hancock, which comes out in OP14. So that would make sense. The art looks really cool on this card. Love the colors. That looks so good. And it looks like someone's about to take a hatchet kick to the face, guys. They're about to get absolutely dropped by this Boa attack here. Really cool card. 5 cost 7k, draw 2, trash 1. That's already worth running. And then some potential value on top of that with the trigger. Seems good. Okay, let's keep going. All right, next up we have Ice Time. This is a 5 cost blue navy event. With the effect main, you may trash 1 card from your hand. And if your leader has the navy type, up to 2 of your opponent's characters with 10,000 power or less cannot attack until the end of your opponent's next end phase. Wow, okay. And then trigger, return up to 1 character with a cost of 5 or less to the owner's hand. Okay, so it's like a miniature Gravity Blade Raging Tiger with the trigger. And actually, it's kind of like a miniature Gravity Blade Raging Tiger in general, right? So that card is a 7 cost that bottom decks 2 6 or less. And the trigger bottom decks a 5 or less. Well, this is a 5 cost that makes it where 2 10,000 power characters or less cannot attack, and then the trigger can bounce a 5 or less to the owner's hand. So really good stuff here. So 5 cost main, trash a card from your hand. Well, in Kuzan, which I would imagine that's what this card is for. It's even got the picture of Kuzan on it. Well, in Kuzan, you're going to trash a card from your hand, which means you're going to draw the card right back because this is a Navy effect. And then if your leader has the Navy type, okay, up to 2 of your opponent's characters with 10,000 power or less cannot attack until the end of your opponent's next end phase. That is nice. That is really cool. I actually love this card. I actually love everything about this card. I think it's really, really awesome. And it looks like he's, is he freezing Luffy in this picture, guys? Is that what's going on? That's awesome. That looks really cool. But yeah, being able to basically pay 5 and cycle a card while locking down 2 big bodies on the board. And this is a 5 cost card. Remember, we just saw a 5 cost E-Show. So even on a 10 Dawn turn, it's like, okay, lock down the 2 biggest attacks I can, play out my E-Show, and now I'm obliterating your hand, and you're just setting up for next turn. This is a really cool card. I really love the whole idea, the whole flavor of this card here. Ice Time, freezing him, seems good, guys. That seems really cool. And, I'm not going to get into it right now, but one thing I hope they add for the future of the game, notice how we have unblockable in the game now, and we have rush character in the game for keywords. I hope they make status-based keywords in the future, where like this effect could be called, freeze. So you could say freeze a character, and you would know, okay, that means it cannot attack until the end of your opponent's next end phase. Who knows? Maybe they'll bring that up in the future, and that's not really for this video. I think it would just be a really cool idea. Okay, so back to this card. This looks awesome. Love this card right here. I can't wait to mess around with this. You can technically run this in any blue-navy type deck and still get the effect. But I don't think blue-black Sakazuki is going to want to run this by having to trash a card from their hand. Remember, guys, for any of the new players out there, blue Kuzan, the leader, anytime you trash a card from your hand from a navy effect, you draw a card back. So you're not really going backwards in hand size. You're actually just cycling. So that's, that helps mitigate that because that's a pretty steep cost otherwise. Okay, either way, good stuff here. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, excuse me. Next up we have, I heard the sound of a lady's teardrops falling. Okay, so this is a Sanji effect here. Again, I heard the sound of a lady's teardrops falling. That is a really cool name for a card. Excuse me, guys. So we have a 1 cost blue Punk Hazard Straw Hat Crew effect here, or excuse me, event, with a main effect. If your leader is Sanji, so we know exactly what this support is meant for. If your leader is Sanji, look at 3 cards from the top of your deck and reveal up to 1 Sanji or event card and add it to your hand, then trash the rest. So there's a purple effect just like this. We'll talk about the counter in a minute. There's a purple effect that is just like this. I think it's called Luffy Will Be the Pirate King or something like that, where it does a top 3 search and you do not reveal the card. However, with this effect here, you do have to reveal the card, and you have to reveal up to one Sanji or an event card and add it to your hand, which is not bad because we also have a counter built into it. Listen to this counter, guys. Counter. You may trash one card from your hand, and up to one of your Sanji cards gains plus 4,000 power during this battle. So that means it could be a Sanji leader or a Sanji character, because it is Sanji in brackets. So this is a really solid counter here. One costs 4k for Sanji, and then we have a top 3 search for a Sanji or event. I think this is a really, really good card. I don't know if Blue-Purple Sanji needs this card, though. One thing, at least from my limited testing with Blue-Purple Sanji, I felt like card draw was not my issue. I just want a bunch of extra, you know, different types of effects to combo now with the new 5-cost Reiju that comes out in EB03. So either way, excuse me, guys. Allergies are acting up. My apologies. Either way, guys, I do think this is a solid card, but I'm not sure if this is exactly what Blue-Purple Sanji wanted or needed, right? It's not that it's a bad card. I mean, who knows? Maybe you still run this as like a 2-of. Maybe you run it as a 4-of. I don't know, because it is a 1-cost 4k at the end of the day. But you do have to counter trash a card from your hand in order to do this 4k counter. So that's a bit of a steep price there. Who knows? Like I said, it might work into the deck as like maybe a 2-of. We'll have to see what happens. Okay, let's keep going. All right, moving on to the purple cards, guys. This is the last color, right? Because we're only going over green, blue, and purple, and I think that's all that's been put on the site at the time of me recording this video. Okay, so this is just part 1. We'll move to part 2 whenever those cards get released in the future. Okay, but we got Kaido to start off the purple cards here. 7 cost, 9,000 power, 4 Emperors and Animal Kingdom Pirates type with the effect. If this character would be KO'd, you may return 1 Dawn card from your field to your Dawn deck instead. Okay, so we have removal prevention built in, and notice that is not a once per turn effect. If this character be KO'd, you may return a Dawn card to your field to your Dawn deck instead. And that is also not by effects. That could be KO from battle, KO from effects, whatever. Really powerful effect there to stay in the game. And then we have on play, Dawn -2. If your leader has the Animal Kingdom Pirates type, this character gains Rush during this turn. Then rest up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 7 or less. So you're going to on play Dawn -2, rest down a 7-cost character, and then be able to attack in to that character as long as your leader is Animal Kingdom Pirates type. So this probably works in any type of of course, it works in any purple Animal Kingdom Pirates type leader, but I think there's only 3 in the game currently. Like at the time you're recording this, there's Purple Kaido, which is from the starter deck. I think it's ST04. And then we have Blue Purple Kaido. I can't even remember what set that one's from. Maybe OP02, maybe OP03. I can't remember. And then we have Purple Black King. Okay. I think out of all of those, I like the idea of this being in Purple Black King the best because it's just the most. How do I say this? It's the newest version that we've seen of Animal Kingdom Pirates type cards, or leaders rather. So I think it might have the most potential in there, but we'll have to see. Either way, 7 cost 9k, that could potentially just rush in and knock down a 7 cost or lower character just out of nowhere. This card seems really, really solid. All right, let's keep going. Okay, next up we have King. This is a 6 cost, 7,000 power, Lunarian Animal Kingdom Pirates type character. Interesting. Are they thinking about adding a Lunarian type of thing to the game? Maybe it's almost like they're having to retroactively do this, because we've had King in the past. This is not the first King card we've ever seen, but this is the first time I've ever seen the Lunarian type. Someone correct me in the comment section below if I'm off on that, but I've never seen the Lunarian or Lunarian type in the game. So maybe they're thinking about adding that very soon. That could be very cool for any type of like future King deck. I think that could be really awesome. Okay, so then we have for the effect, if this character would be KO'd, you may return 1 Dawn card from your field to your Dawn deck. Okay, we just saw this. We just saw this with Kaido. Very, very powerful anti-KO, prevention, or whatever you want to call that. Okay, then we have activate main once per turn. So for Kaido, that was an on-play effect, Dawn -2 to get the rush and rest down a character. But King has an activate main once per turn. If your leader has the Animal Kingdom Pirates type, and if you have no other King characters, they specified, even though King's in brackets, it says King characters, add up to 1 Dawn card from your Dawn deck and set it as active, and add up to 1 additional Dawn card and rest it. Okay, very, very nice. So do you see how that's going to play out, guys? If you play this out on a 6 Dawn turn, guess what? Next turn, you play out Kaido. Oh man, I have to go Dawn -2. Nope, we're going to get that Dawn right back with this activate main here. If your leader has the Animal Kingdom Pirates type and you have no other king characters, add up to one Dawn card from your Dawn deck and set it as active, and add up to one additional Dawn card rested. So one's active, one's rested. Very, very nice. So that's going to totally offset the cost reduction of this Kaido's effect. And think about that, how this is meant to play out, guys. In a perfect world, you know, magical Christmas land, how are we going to get the absolute perfect pull here? You're going to go first, turn 1, maybe a Searcher. Turn 2, you'll play out the 3-cost Onigashima Island stage. Rest that to go up to 4 Dawn. Pass the turn. Next turn, we're up to 6 Dawn. Oh, perfect. So we play out this King here. And hang on, guys. Are we going to be able to go straight to 10 Dawn with this effect? Activate main once per turn. If your leader has the Animal Kingdom Pirates type and you have no other king characters, add up to one Dawn card from your Dawn deck and set it as active, and add up to one additional Dawn card and rest it. Yeah, that is actually really, really nice, guys. So think about how that's going to go again. Turn 1, search, going first. This is going first. Turn 1, search or pass. Turn 2, you can play out the stage in Onigashima Island, and now you're up to 3, right? You're at 3 Dawn, so you're going to go up to 4 Dawn from that effect. Next turn, you go to 6 Dawn, and you play out King, and you ramp 2 Dawn with this effect. Am I misunderstanding this? Y'all help me out in the comments section below if I'm off. Okay, but then next turn, you untap at 10 Dawn. And remember how this effect works. If this character would be KO'd, you may return 1 Dawn card from your field to your Dawn deck. So you can play out the 10-cost Kaido, okay, the board clear, what is it, OP01 Kaido, the SR, that just wipes the whole board. Okay, you play that card out, and this card's not going anywhere. It will not be KO'd, you just return an extra Dawn. Okay, well, that's a lot of Dawn to return, right? Because I think that effect is a -6 Dawn effect to wipe the board. Okay, no problem. Make it -7, because we're going to save this card too. Okay, but then we get 3 Dawn back, because we'll get 2 back from this effect and 1 back from the Onigashima Island. Okay, so now we go from 10 Dawn down to 4, down to 3, back up 3 to 6, and next turn we're on 8 Dawn, and we can use this effect to go up to 10 Dawn. Wow, okay, that's really cool, guys. Cannot wait to mess with this character here. That's all I have to say for now. Really cool stuff. And the art looks incredible. Okay, I said that art looks incredible. Check this out, guys. Here's the standard art. This is the alt art for the card we just looked at. And you got the wings out for this one. Look, I mean, the wings are on this one too, but it's not as easy to see, to make out. But look at it in this one, guys. It's like this is almost like you've got like the Dark Angel with the alt art and the Angel of Light with the standard art. This is a really cool looking thing they've done here. Really, really awesome. Okay, next up we have Queen. This is a 1-cost, 1,000 power, 1K counter, Animal Kingdom Pirates type character. With the effect on play, you may trash 1 Animal Kingdom Pirates type card from your hand, draw 2 cards. Okay, so on play, trash a card from your hand and draw 2. So you're basically going to break even in your hand, right? Because you're going to play this card out and then trash an Animal Kingdom Pirates type card from your hand, and then you're going to draw 2 cards. So you're breaking even, you're fixing your hand and all that, which is good, and then from there, you have this 1-cost character on the board, and it has an activate main once per turn. You may rest 2 of your Dawn cards, and if your leader has the Animal Kingdom Pirates type, add up to 1 Dawn card from your Dawn deck and rest it. Okay, cool. So this kind of works as like a, hang on. Yeah, activate main once per turn. Rest 2 of your Dawn cards, and if your leader has the Animal Kingdom Pirates type, add up to 1 Dawn card from your Dawn deck and rest it. So you could just do that every turn? That's just an activate main once per turn. Rest 2 of your Dawn cards and do this effect. And notice you're not resting this character unless I've missed something. You're just resting 2 of your Dawn cards. So you're going to be able to do this every single turn and ramp up to 10. Okay, so this, I would imagine that this is probably, I mean, it's just purple Animal Kingdom Pirates, support in general. But I think this and Purple Black King is going to be very, very solid. I do really like what they're doing here. I think this is a cool direction moving forward for Animal Kingdom Pirates with purple here with the Kaido stuff and really King, the leader. I think that's going to be great. I'm going to have to try all of this support when it comes out in all the different leaders, all the different purple Animal Kingdom Pirates leaders. Because remember, like I said, guys, I said this earlier, there's ST04, the starter deck Kaido. Then there's, I can't remember the set on the blue and purple Kaido, and then there's Purple Black King. So you're going to be able to use these, I think, in all of those different decks, and that could be really, really good. Okay, let's keep going. Next up, we have Groggy Monsters. Okay, this is a 5-cost, 6,000 power, 1k counter, giant Fishman Foxy Pirates type character with the effect on play Dawn -1. If you have 3 or more Foxy Pirates type characters, KO up to one of your opponent's characters with 6,000 base power or less. Okay, yeah, we got some Foxy Pirate support here. I don't really know if this is what we were looking for Foxy Pirates, but I guess it's better than nothing, right? So the idea is if you're going first, maybe you go turn 1, Foxy Pirates card, turn 2, Foxy Pirates card for 3 Dawn, and then on 5 Dawn, you play out Groggy Monsters here and you just KO whatever they just played, just to slow them down, so you can set up on the next turn for your 7-cost Foxy Pirates character. Maybe that's the idea here. Not going to spend too much time on this card. I think it's solid, but not a whole lot to talk about here. I don't know if this card will even make the final cut, but who knows. I almost wish, since it's going off of base cost, and with the way the game is right now, it's too bad that that does not say trash up to one of your opponent's characters with 6,000 base power or less to get around the effect of something like the new, the 4-cost 6k blue Marco that has an on KO to draw to. But oh well. Either way, I think the card's fine. It's just a little bit, It seems like it's out of nowhere. Is this what Foxy Pirates needed? You know what I mean? I'm not exactly sure. Okay, let's keep going. Next up, we have Charlotte Pudding. This is a 2-cost, 1,000 power, 1k counter blocker, Big Mom Pirates type character. With on your opponent's attack once per turn, you may trash 1 card from your hand. And if you have 4 or more events in your trash, up to one of your leader or character cards gains plus 2,000 power during this battle. Okay, so this must be for Blue-Purple Sanji, if I had to guess. You may trash 1 card from your hand, and if you have 4 or more events in your trash, up to one of your leader or character cards gains plus 2,000 power during this battle. Okay. Yeah, so this card seems like it's made perfectly for Blue-Purple Sanji, especially in conjunction with the new EB03 Reiju that's coming out. This is going to allow you to play this out really early for 2 Dawn, and then when your opponent attacks in, you're going to probably trash one of your events that you don't want to be able to play on curve, or you might not have the ability to play out on curve, like 7-cost, 7-cost Gravity Blade Raging Tiger, or 6-cost Red Rock, or whatever. You'll be able to trash that with this effect and use it as a 2k counter. And this is a 2-cost, 1,000 power, 1k counter blocker, and the art looks amazing for what that's worth. Yeah, this is a really awesome, really cool new card here, and I think it's going to fit perfectly in Blue-Purple Sanji. Okay, let's keep going. Next up, we have Hidekiri Kamazo. This is a 3-cost, 4,000 power, 1k counter, Smile Supernova Kid Pirates type character with the effect blocker on your turn once per turn when a Dawn card on your field is returned to your Dawn deck. If your leader has the Kid Pirates type, add up to 1 Dawn card from your Dawn deck and rest it. Okay, so this must be for Red Purple Eustace Kid. Again, on your turn, once per turn, when a Dawn card on your field is returned to your Dawn deck. If your leader has the Kid Pirates type, add up to 1 Dawn card from your Dawn deck and rest it. And this is a 3-cost 4k, 1k counter with blocker. So I will say this is just a strict improvement on what a lot of decks were running in the past for Red Purple Eustace Kid with the 3-cost 4k, 1k counter Charlotte Pudding. That had the same type of effect where it's like if you return a Dawn card to your Dawn deck, then you can get one back rested. But this is built for Eustace Kid specifically, and this character has blocker built into it. Overall, I think the card's fine. I actually have more issues right now with Red Purple Eustace Kid than anything going on here. My biggest problem with Red Purple Eustace Kid right now is Red Purple Goldie Roger exists. And that card is just a 7,000 power leader on offense and defense. So, yes, this card is fine. This is not a bad card by any means. But it's like, why do I want to run Eustace Kid over Goldie Roger? I'm going to try to ramp to 10 with both of them as fast as I can because it's a purple deck. And then on top of that, once I get to 10 Dawn, my Red Purple Goldie Roger is a 7,000 for the rest of the game, unless I go Dawn minus for whatever reason. Whereas Eustace Kid, yes, you can attack and swing for 7,000 easily when you're at 10 Dawn. It's basically free. But what does that matter on defense? Your opponent attacks in, you're a 7,000 power leader, or a 5,000 power leader, and that hurts. So that's my biggest problem with Eustace, Red Purple ST10 Eustace Kid right now. But who knows? Is there another Purple Kid Pirates leader that I'm not thinking of? I don't think there is. You guys help me out below, if down in the comment section below if I'm off there. But yeah, not a bad card at all. It's just it seems like this was like a set or two too late, right? If this card had came out before Red Purple Roger was introduced to the game, I think this could have made Eustace Kid pretty strong. Okay, let's keep going. All right, next up we have Foxy. This is an 8-cost, 9,000 power Foxy Pirates type card with the effect, on play, Dawn -1. If your leader has the Foxy Pirates type, draw 2 cards and trash 1 card from your hand. Then, rest up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 9 or less. Activate main. Once per turn, add up to 1 Dawn card from your Dawn deck and rest it. So I have seen this card before. This was spoiled some time ago now. And yeah, this is just a strong card for Foxy. It's a card like this. You have to think of it like this, guys. So you're going to play this card out as an 8-cost 9k beater for later in the game. And check this out. So on play, Dawn -1. No problem. We go from 8 Dawn down to 7 Dawn. And then right away, if our leader's Foxy Pirates, draw 2, trash 1. Then rest up to one of our opponent's characters with a cost of 9 or less. So guess what that means? Now we get to attack with our leader after playing this card out, drawing 2 and trashing 1 and resting down the character we want to lock down. And now we attack in with our leader and we go Dawn -3. Okay, well, that's a lot of Dawn. We went backwards. We went down 4 Dawn by doing all that, right? -1 here and -3 from our leader's effect. Well, we're going to get 1 Dawn back right away, okay? And that's going to put us up to, we're going to go from 8 Dawn down to 4 Dawn, up to 5 Dawn, and now next turn we'll be on a 7 Dawn turn. Well, now we can play out a 7-cost Foxy, and that'll be perfect, right? We'll play out the 7-cost Foxy, and we're getting 2 Dawn back per turn, and we're able to use our leader effect super efficiently from there, and we're nerfing their board, and we have a 9,000 power Foxy and a 7,000 power Foxy after that. It seems like Bandai's really considering how these cards are going to play out, you know, one after another. The synergy there seems really good so far. But yeah, this card, excellent. Not much else to talk about. It's a solid card. I like this card way better for Foxy than the other one we saw, the Groggy Monsters or whatever it was called. This one I like quite a bit better. Okay, then we have the alt art. I remember this alt art. This looks incredible. Really, really awesome art here. Okay, now we have Porsche. This is a 1-cost, 2,000 power, 1k counter, Foxy Pirates type character with the effect, on play, if your leader has the Foxy Pirates type, look at 5 cards from the top of your deck and reveal up to 1 Foxy Pirates type card and add it to your hand, then place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. Okay, so we already have a 3-cost 5k Porsche, and this card can search it up. Even though this card is named Porsche, this card has a condition built into it. It's a 1-cost 2,000 power 1k counter searcher. Usually those cards cannot search up cards with the same name. However, there's a condition built into this card. If your leader has the Foxy Pirates type, look at 5 cards from the top of your deck and reveal up to 1 Foxy Pirates type card and add it to your hand, then place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. So this is a really nice searcher that can search up Porsche for the next turn to get some really awesome tempo. This is a great card. It looks like Foxy Pirates got a lot of really good stuff here, I have to say. Being able to go turn 1 Porsche into turn 2 Porsche into turn 3, you know, like maybe that new 5-cost character into turn 4 into the 7-cost Foxy. That seems like it's going to be a very powerful curve, and then from there, it's just going to be probably lights out for your opponent if they can't start clearing up the board. Okay, let's keep going. All right, next up we have Rosinante and Law. This is a 6-cost, 8,000 power Navy Don Quixote Pirates type character with the effect, under the rules of this game, also treat this card's name as Trafalgar Law and Don Quixote Rosinante. Okay? And then this card has blocker, and on play, if the number of Dawn cards on your field is equal to or less than the number on your opponent's field, draw 1 card. Then add up to 1 Dawn card from your Dawn deck and set it as active. Okay, guys, so drawing a card and then ramping a Dawn back if you have equal to or less Dawn than your opponent, there's nothing bad to that. And this is a 6-cost, 8,000 power blocker. And the deck that I think this is meant for, I have seen this card as well, guys. I'll try to make sure I have it linked in the comment section below. Some of these cards I have already seen, and I put those in a video, and I'll try to link that in the comment section below if I remember. But with this card right here, guys, I think it's meant more for purple-yellow Rosinante, the leader. So think about it like this. Dawn -1 on something like a 5 Dawn turn. Maybe you go turn 1 Searcher, and then, or excuse me, on a 5 Dawn turn, you go 1 Dawn, play out a Searcher, and then Dawn -1 with the leader's effect, and play this card out for 4 Dawn. A 4 Dawn 8,000 power character? Yeah, don't mind if I do. And then on play, if the number of our Dawn cards is equal to or less than our opponent's, then we get to draw a card and then get a Dawn back. Yeah, really good stuff here. And under the rules of this game, also treat this card's name as Trafalgar Law and Don Quixote Rocinante. So you know anything that's specific to those card names, you'll be able to use perfectly with this card. Really cool stuff here. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, next up we have the alt art here. All right, and now we have Eustace Captain Kidd. This is a 7-cost, 8,000 power character with the Supernova and Kid Pirates type. The effect is on play. Add up to 1 Dawn card from your Dawn deck and set it as active. Okay, so 7 Dawn, we're going straight to 8 Dawn. Very nice, it's ramping. And we're an 8,000 power character, and that Dawn will be active, by the way. So we're going to be able to, you know, just straight up use that for a defensive event or for attacker power, whatever. Okay, but then we have Activate Main. You may trash this character. Play up to 1 Kid Pirates type character card with a cost of 5 or less from your hand. Okay, Activate Main, you may trash this character. Play up to 1 Kid Pirates type character card with a cost of 5 or less from your hand. So I think the idea here is this is obviously meant for Red Purple Eustace Kidd, the leader, and there's a card that allows you to restand your leader to attack again, and I think that's the whole idea with this card. It's too bad that it doesn't say you may trash this character, play up to 1 Kid Pirates type character card with a cost of 5 or less from your hand or trash. It's too bad they don't give you the option there for replayability, right? Just so I could just start chaining them one after another. I mean, assuming that's even going to be needed. Because if you can... How do I say this? If you have this card on the board, like say you play this card out on 7 Dawn on curve and now you're up to 8 Dawn. Okay, next turn, go to 10 Dawn. And you could just, you know, swing with this character and then attach 5 Dawn to your leader. Play out the 5 cost, well, attack in. Well, hang on. It might be a little bit complicated. We'd have to figure it out. Maybe you could just attach 4 Dawn to your leader, whatever. So there you go. Okay, I just figured it out. Hang on. You'll attach 1 Dawn to this character to swing for 9, and then you'll attach 4 Dawn to your leader, and you're going to attack Dawn -1, pull back the Dawn that was attached to this character to swing for, what would that be, 11k, and then you play out the kid, I think it's Killer, the card that can restand your leader, attack in again, and then trash this character and attack again. So, okay, so there, you know, this helps out what I was saying earlier, where it's like, okay, what is the reason? Why should I ever even play Red Purple Eustace Kidd, the leader, when Roger Pirates exists, right? Or, excuse me, Goldie Roger exists as a leader, a 7,000 power Red Purple leader. Why would I run anything else? Well, if they're going to print more cards like this, okay. Yeah, this could be something. This could be something here. We'll have to see. I'll have to do some testing, but that does have some potential for sure. Okay, all right, let's move on to the next one. So next up we have Flame Dragon Torch. Very cool looking card here. 1 cost, 4 Emperor's Animal Kingdom Pirates event. With the effect main, you may rest 6 of your Dawn cards. Okay, so that is 7 altogether. So 6 plus the 1 activation cost. Up to 1 of your Kaido cards gains plus 3,000 power during this turn. Then rest up to 1 of your opponent's characters. Wow. That is really strong, guys. So you're paying 6, you're buffing your character, or excuse me, 1 of your Kaidos. It could be your character or a leader named Kaido. You're buffing them by 3,000 for the turn, and then you're resting a character of your opponent's. Any character. The cost doesn't matter. And then counter, Dawn -1, your leader gains plus 4,000 power during this battle. Wow. Okay, so this is like a souped up Blast Breath here, guys. Because isn't Blast Breath pay 1 and then Dawn -1 for 4k? I could be wrong, guys, but yeah, this seems... Now, this only does hit your leader. Only your leader can gain plus 4,000 power during this battle. But still, having that extra effect baked into it, built into it, yeah, this is awesome. Guys, this card is awesome. Really, really strong event here. Love the art on it, too. Like this golden dragon. That looks really cool. Hopefully they do an alt art for this in the future if this card ends up being pretty decent and they really go crazy with the golden dragon idea or that flame dragon. Really, really nice. Okay, next up we have Stealth Black. This is a 3-cost Straw Hat Crew type of event with the effect main. If your leader is Sanji and you have 4 or more Dawn cards on your field, play up to 1 Sanji with 6,000 power or less from your hand or trash. And then trigger, draw 2, trash 1. Okay, so really... This is probably meant to play out more of your 3-cost Sanjis from your trash if you lose them early on. You don't have to be afraid of losing a Sanji early on. Now you can just use this effect here to just play them from your trash. So that's nice. That's pretty solid. Or even the 2k counter Sanji, right there. I think it's a 6-cost, 6,000 power, 2k counter blocker Sanji. Perfect. We have that built in here as well. So this could be really good. Not a bad card at all. This is obviously meant for Sanji, right? Your leader has to be Sanji to do this effect. And we can, this is a 3 cost or lower purple Straw Hat event, so we can Dawn -1 to do this effect, right, with our leader's effect in blue purple Sanji. Really nice stuff. And then trigger, draw 2, trash 1, and it's an event, so it fills up your trash. Great card here for blue purple Sanji. Okay, let's keep going. All right, and that's it, guys. That's it for the for all of the new cards. Well, excuse me, for the first half of, you know, the EB04 set review. Okay, that was the green, blue, and purple cards. And I have to say, guys, there's a lot of really nice support here that could help out some of the older leaders in the game. Okay, this Stealth Black for Sanji, of course. I'm not going to go through each one again. But yeah, there's a lot of really good-looking support here. Foxy got some much-needed support, I think. Eustace Kid, I'm not fully sold on, even though the support was fine. Blue-Purple Sanji got a lot of support as well. I expect to see a lot more Blue-Purple Sanji representation if we can figure out how to make that deck work with all these new cards. More Foxy stuff here. Purple Animal Kingdom Pirates looks very interesting to me. I would love to revisit Purple Black King soon whenever we can get access to these new purple cards. Okay, blue here. The blue navy stuff with Kuzan looks really good now. Again, with this Boa Hancock, assuming it's for blue yellow boa, this looks really good as well. Wasn't really sold on Bluegrass. Nefeltari Vivi looks pretty good. Chaka and Pell, very solid. This Isho, I really love this card. Okay, and then we get to green. Mink's got a lot of good support, and I think so did Shirahoshi and maybe green Jinbei. Is that what they were going for, guys? Was green yellow Shirahoshi and green Jinbei? They got some pretty decent support. Again, green's not really my favorite color, so I don't know if there was something specific they were going for. And green carrot, by the way, with the Mink stuff. But it looks like the 3 leaders they really focused on. Oh, and, excuse me, and we had some red-green Odin support as well. But it looked like the 3 main, maybe 4 main leaders they tuned in on with green was green-yellow Shirahoshi, green Jinbei, I think, red-green Odin, and then green carrot. But yeah, we'll have to see. All right, I'm done, guys. That took forever, right? Let me get the sim overlay on the screen real quick, guys. Well, not the sim overlay, the outro. There we go. And let's wrap this up. Thanks to everybody who made it this far. I appreciate you guys. Hey, guys, if you're liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting, viewing my stuff, or using my TCG Player affiliate link, you're helping me out big time, and I really appreciate that. Thank you to everybody who's helped me out in that way. Anyone who's donating through Patreon or PayPal, the Playmat supporters, the YouTube members, or anyone part of the Discord community, thank you guys so much. This community has been absolutely incredible. I appreciate each and every one of you. All right, I'm done. Hope y'all enjoyed. Till next time, peace.